and I'll start with Kelee Ringo, 6'2", 210 pounds. Listed him as a sophomore, 42 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 2 picks, 7 PBUs. Man, the pros of this dude, man, he is a big, strong cornerback, man. Really good length on the outside. Very physical in terms of his press coverage. When you watch him jam, he gets hands-on guys. I think that he plays with really good fundamentals and technique in his press coverage, and that's why he's able to consistently reroute guys and disrupt their timing on the release. I think he plays with excellent effort as well, and he has a really good nose for the ball. Watching him in the semifinals game, man, Marvin Harrison Jr. cooking. But at the same time, Marvin Harrison got a fumble in that game. And why is that, man? This dude, Kelee Ringo, is blitzing, comes out of the blitz, and then runs 20, 30 yards downfield to force a fumble, Peanut Tillman style in terms of the peanut punch, man. That type of effort, when that shows up on camera, man, it gets me going. So I definitely love that. I think he's ultra competitive at the catch point as well, and I think that he runs well in terms of his straight line speed, and he's a very physical guy that will tackle you. I think that he excels in terms of playing some of the zone concepts or being a little bit more off. Now, some of the cons with him, I think his hips are tight. And I think that when you're talking about comparing him or projecting him to play on the outside versus true bona fide number one receivers, he could have some issues there. I think that he is a little bit more faster than, he's more quick than fast to me. And I think that's why he finds himself playing catch up a lot. When you watch him in coverage, he benefited from that pass rush in Georgia. When the pass rush was cooking and that ball had to come out on schedule, man, he was going to kill whoever was out there because he's going to reroute you with his hands. He's going to be aggressive in terms of those first 5 yards. The problem is when that pass rush did not get there and teams were able to actually throw at him and take chances down the field, he gave it up a little bit. It didn't happen a lot because that pass rush was elite. Like, you watch them dudes, man, they could win inside and outside. So it wasn't often. But Ohio State, the reason why they scored as much as they did was because their offensive line actually held it down a little bit more versus that Georgia defense, and it really exposed that secondary, so to speak, from my perspective, man, just watching the multiple games that I did of that Georgia defense. The other thing, man, in terms of Kelee, like I said, I definitely think that he's more of a zone corner guy if he's going to be on the outside. I think you plant him in that zone concept, it will work really well for him, but he's limited to that if you're trying to have him as your number one corner outside. And I think that he could tackle, but I think he needs to improve the fundamentals and consistency of it because he does miss tackles. And a lot of it is not because he's not willing to. I just don't think his fundamentals are as clean as they need to be every single time. And at the end of the day, I personally think I like him more as a safety than an outside corner.
Wow.
I personally would. Like, he reminds me of a dude, Aaron Williams, when he came out of Texas. We took him in the second round in Buffalo. Long, fast, but you question, man, how fast are you? Are you a 4.4, 4.5 guy, or are you a 4.3 guy? I don't think I see 4.3 with him. I feel more high 4.4, maybe even 4.5 when I watch him run.
So they were saying in high school he ran a 4.35. I don't know if that's going to change because he does have some weight to him.
Yeah.
He's probably leaner in high school, but
yeah,
they got him in that range at least.
Bro. Like, if he ran that, I would be really surprised. But when I watch like the games,
but 40s are different than game speed.
Because when I watch the games, I see a lot of guys that are able to get separation on him. It's just that pass rush makes the ball come out on time. But when it doesn't, he is in trail. He is chasing after guys. And that is where it really shows up. But for him, he didn't really get exposed like that because the pass rush, it was going to come out. The problem is at the NFL level, it doesn't always come out on time. And that is where it could be a little bit dicey with Kelee. So that was, like I said, my thoughts on him.